Ladies and gentlemen, abrachen... Oops. Oops. Ladies and gentlemen, abrochen sus cinturones de seguridad because this is about to get wild. Yeah. The monster is about to come out. And welcome to the Alsie Show. I hope you're ready to get this soup stirred up a little tiny a lot bit. By Alsie. Welcome, welcome. Have a seat, have a seat. Stir it up. Hey world, let's stir it up. 'Cause I'm a lady, lady, lady. Yeah, I'm a lady, lady, lady. Stir it up. I'm a lady, lady, lady. 24 again. The Alsie Show. Good morning, souls of this earth. You've arrived safely in Alsie Land. Thank you for choosing us as your now destination. Today's forecast calls for abundant remembrance with light, frosty flakes of joy. At this time, we kindly ask that you release any excess baggage that doesn't belong to the cabin of your origin. Before you exit our doors, don't forget to pick up your souvenir of alignment. And remember, you already are. Today, we don't have a script. Today, we're gonna live through this moment. What is our goal? To light it up? Yes. And also, our goal is to, okay, Alsie is gonna share her point of view without making it an ultimate truth because that is so boring. I just. All the universes that are sharing their truth as ultimate truth, with all due respect to your passion, to your dedication, I honor it. And I also say que esquifo because I can't tolerate. A few years ago, I went gluten-free, lactose intolerant, and absolute truth intolerant too. Yeah, I can't fucking stand that thing. But all due respect to your purpose, to your direction, to your discipline, go for it. You go for it. Not my cup of tea because I have visited the buffet of consciousness, of paradigms, and guess what? I mean, yeah, when I get in the section of like the carb section, like the pizza paradigm, the burger paradigm, it feels real. It feels like, oof, yeah, this is the thing. But then I exit that section and I get into like the healthy section. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's some fruit, there's some veggies. Yes, this is the thing, yeah. And then I go like into the international section and I'm like, ooh, voilà. Je veux un croissant, s'il vous plaît. And I'm like, yeah, this is the thing. And so on and so on. And when I'm about to pay the bill, I'm like, what the fuck did I just have? And that is exactly how I feel with life. I can dive into a paradigm and be like, yeah, this is the thing, oh my god. And then I can dive into another paradigm and be like, oh, this is opposite, but oh my god, why this also feels like a thing, yeah. Life is so bizarre and so absurd when you dive into different paradigms and then you realize, okay, anything you believe, that's truth. And if you think your truth is absolute, honey boop, you're just to dive into your own universe. That's it. That's fucking it. So with that being said, I took my order for tonight's dinner and it's ready. Right here. It's ready. So, first of all, we're gonna remind us to be as fun as possible. You know, because I don't know about you, but I learned that my truth needed to come as a I'm so angry. And even though my realizations are like, ooh, it's so yummy, I also remind myself, like, honey boop, that shit ain't absolute either, you know? And you might vibe into it so much right now, but you're gonna evolve out of that or integrate that, but yet you're still gonna evolve that. So take it easy, my lady. Be fun. So basically, I'm transforming the energy I communicate my inside from like that anger noise to like, okay, let's lose it up. Please, mind, give me some jokes. Give me some jokes. Come on, you can get them, please. And the second purpose that I had, I forgot, but I'm just gonna leave a blank space here in case it wants to come back out. Yeah. So, with that being said, let's get started, shall we? As I said, sometimes I just disconnect from all these paradigms of planet Earth because it can get too dense, too yucky sometimes. So, when I go back into connecting to them, my goodness, doesn't it feel like I'm watching a prehistoric documentary? Keep in mind, these are actual lives of people, like unfolding. But I'm just watching and I'm like, this is not against the people, but I'm like, oh, this feels like caveman story just being repeated in different form, in different expression. Seriously, you humans, are you? This is so fucking boring. This is so fucking boring, primitive. Yeah. Yeah. And so I have a few of those that I find like, ugh, you, come on, let's get more creative. Come on, like, this is infinite universe. At least for me, I don't know where you live. My universe is fucking infinite. And like, there is infinite possibilities. I know I got a frame of those possibilities. So I know I navigate through the frame I was given. But if I wanted to go cuckoo crazy, I could get the fuck out of that frame. And I've seen them. Like, I've seen people who have got out of the frame. I'm telling you, I've been to many buffets. And I've seen people getting out of that frame that I was giving to be accepted, and they're living it. For them, their pie is the real shit. And I'm like, I don't align with that, and I don't feel like talking to aliens or asking to be abducted. I don't feel like I want to do that in this incarnation, but I don't see how I cannot believe you if I am not there. That happens, same thing with like stories. I don't know about you, but my matrix, what I was being sold in my matrix, in my upbringing, is life for women has been unfair. And women had just had like their contribution to the system very recently. But guess what, honey boop? I don't know if that is fucking truth. How could I know? Was I there? I was not there. And this is what I found very bizarre about life. I'm like, there are people who nowadays are sleeping with their wives, with their husbands, with their partners, with their siblings, and they don't trust them. But they do trust the stories they're being told that happened who knows how many times. And they weren't even there, but yet you're sleeping with the enemy, you're telling me? Please, someone come make sense of that in my mind, because I can't find a connection. I just can't. And so, my preference as an individual, as a sovereign soul, is I don't buy your shit. Honestly, I don't know that there was just one woman who contributed to a whole era. Let's say Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz. I don't know she was the only one. Because, I mean, that's the one that went mainstream. That's the one that went viral. Meanwhile, there could have been so many women already contributing, already being a force, a voice, and I don't fucking know because just one went viral. And I don't know unless I was there. Do I want to try time travel over there? Ooh, yeah, it gets scary. Can I time travel? Who knows? Do I want to do that shit just to prove something? Well, meanwhile, I have a life to live. That's not my cup of tea. So, difficult, but that's not difficult. Ugh, there's no difficultness in my universe. Anyways, cables just got caught, but that's kind of the stories my matrix told me about women. So, more of those stories have to do, and this is where I took the order for our dinner tonight. And I wrote, telling a story to help others avoid that. Okay, hear me out, because you know this. You know this. And today there's abundant of those stories. You know, the kind of story where it starts in a very serious set. It looks like very professional, like the outcome of discipline. And then there's a very wise host that just has a lot of insight about life and then has another guest, and then the guests sharing their story, and then the story, you know, usually starts with like, I'm just a normal person, whatever, and then something this very dark happened in my life, and now I have learned out of it, I have overcome it, and now I want to share this story to help others don't happen this to them. Yeah, my broken English, who cares? And yeah, you sense that energy. That energy is the one that I would, intolerant, bro. If they made that a fragrance, perfume, it would smell like poopy to me because I just don't tolerate it. I'm telling you, what he has to say about that. Huh? Just like you can express your story and feel right about it, I can also express my perspective and feel aligned with it. Are you right or wrong? Who cares? Am I right or wrong? Who cares? Anyways, I just sense that those little guys get it like. Anyways, now you get the picture. Now you get the energy, the frequency that we're tapping into. Okay. That's fucking boring. Because I want to ask those same people, and even you, can you tell me how many times out of the 1,000,000,100 times that an adult told you not to do this, learn this, did you fucking listen? How many? That's what I thought. That's why you went through that experience. Because you didn't fucking listen. What makes you think that because now you gained that insight, younger people are going to listen to you? What makes you think that to listen to you, you help them avoid something? What would be the purpose of life if not experiencing things which, yeah, based on your perspective, they can become a yucky experience, or they can become something you overcome and see it with a different perspective. Now that's your choice. When did you listen? And how many times of the times that you listened did you actually learn? It's like driving a fucking car. You can study as many courses as you want, but you only learn how to drive once you put yourself back in the steer wheel and put that into practice. Sure, you can give insight to the young ones. Would that prepare them to avoid that? And why would they need to avoid that if that which you experienced made you who you are today? I know we can get to very dark places. We can get to very dark places, but you know what? There's so much of that in this world already. So if you want like a more moral insight and so on, go out and listen to those stories. Go out. I'm just sitting here saying that is fucking boring. Can we get with new ideas on how to contribute? Now, I have some ideas. Am I putting them into practice yet? No, because I know what comes first. I know what needs to be harvested first in my life. I don't know about you. Does that mean I'm never ever gonna contribute? No, it doesn't. But guess what? I don't judge my life based on the stage that I am incarnated today. I don't. I honor my incarnation. So I know what's coming up. And so, yeah, I mean, there's ways I think I can contribute more. For example, giving those tools, not my knowing, because my knowing is for me, but like the actual tools. I'm not gonna spoil you my ideas because then you're gonna steal them. Think of your own fucking ideas, but here's the thing about those stories. Because. So my matrix told me with that same narrative that, oh my gosh, I need to share my story to help others. My matrix also told me with that story that, oh, that means if I'm young, then I'm fucking stupid and I don't know. And an adult must know. So I am knowing less and I need to learn. Now, I said that's what my matrix told me. Was that my soul knowing? Hell no. Hell no. Oh my gosh, my soul knowing is like, children are so fucking wise. Like, children have the ability to forgive and go back into the living moment, while meanwhile you adults are so fucking resentful, reliving an experience you had who knows how many years ago. Yet we call that intelligence. So, hear me out. If you just want to tap out now, go ahead. Freedom, freedom. The interesting thing is that those stories that my matrix told me you need to learn from others who have already experienced that. Well, those stories are trauma-based stories. I have never heard a guest saying, oh yeah, I was born wholesomeness. I remember my wholesomeness. My parents gave me the best that they had, and I recognized the wholesomeness in what they gave me. And I experienced this, which was a challenge, but I saw it through these lenses. I'm just making this up based on my possibilities, but whatever, there's infinite possibilities. And then I came with this outcome, and so I want to help others avoid. Well, no, I want to help others experience life as I did. Seriously, if you have heard such a story, please put the link under the comments for me to watch, because I'm craving such stories. Usually those stories are either, I don't know if they're existent, or they're judged as, oh, you're so privileged. To the point that nowadays privileged people are chameleoning, karma chameleon into the sad story, because you can't just be privileged. And privilege is not so much about your circumstance because you can see rich people born in golden cuna and they're still miserable. So privilege is not based on circumstance, it's based on perspective. And yet you still see people who which we Matrix would consider circumstance privilege, but they're still chameleoning in these stories of like, oh, yeah, I was sad to relate with me, please relate with me. Now, the thing about relate with me is like, why are we relating in like brokenhood? Why can't we just relate on wholesomeness? Why can't just we relate on joy, which is point and a part of circumstance? If you can't recognize that, maybe you're too much into your pizza area of the buffet. And you can stay there. No worries. You can stay there. So, I haven't heard these stories, you know? I have heard stories that are based on trauma. And so, if I got to, like, have a bigger, wider picture and not just get looped, hypnotized by your specific story, what I can see from your story and other stories and other stories, and what I can actually take from inside is okay, we experience a trauma based perspective of reality, and then you choose to evolve from that or not evolve from that. Now, regardless of the tools you're being given, I have seen every single human being, and I don't know if it's because we're all buying into the same narrative, but I have seen every single human being experience a level of trauma. Some recognize it, some others don't. And so we have that in common. And yet there's 1,000 million infinite stories. Why would I need your story to be like mine if you're fucking authentic? That's why it gets so fucking boring to hear these stories. Not because your story isn't valid, like your story is valid, but like our method of what we think, how we can help, it just gets boring. Just please, you same person, tell me, did you listen to your parents? And your story has the answer, basically. How can I make this funnier? And when I'm making it funnier, it's not to minimize someone's stories. It's for my own experience because I learned this narrative of sharing my truth. And I like this because as I speak, I start softening up. And I'm like, oh yeah, this was time shifting. My second dish for our dinner is looking back at something you experience with today's consciousness and labeling it as bad. Oh my goodness, I can't with this. Bro, when I hear this narrative, I honestly feel like an alien listening to this. Well, here's the thing, hear me out. I know it's valid for some people, but if I have experienced that and evolved out of that, I'm not gonna make myself teeny tiny small just to allow those to be valid, okay? They can be valid, but I can also be valid in like, I have outgrown that. And that feels primitive to me, okay? So no, I'm not making myself small to fit someone's comfortness. I am not doing that. Hell no. Looking back at something you experience with today's consciousness and labeling it as bad. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, not sorry. In my universe, where I have tremendous love for myself, where that tremendous love is the key for me to have that such respect to others, even though I don't buy your shit, but I do respect you. In that universe where I honor my life experience, please someone come connect the cables in my brain because they find no connection. On looking back at something I experienced, let's say as a child, look it back with my adult consciousness and label that as wrong, bad, stupid, as what the fuck did I miss? I totally missed that memo when I was coming into planet Earth. I totally skipped that lesson in the outer universe. You know, when they were gonna explain that fucking lesson, I just missed it. I was like, no, I'm just gonna sunbathe here in a rainbow sky. What the fuck? That is so, in my universe again, not self honoring. Like, how on earth do you think that your adult mind understands what you experienced so many yesterdays ago with a different level of evolution, development, mindset, consciousness? That it's so unfair to your younger self. And you know these when you hear the stories that are being told and saying, oh, I'm getting like mad. Oh, loosen it up, loosen it up, loosen it up. I don't know how to make this one funny, honestly. I don't know, but honestly. Oh yeah, because when you share it with like, oh my god, it feels like absolute truth. But remember, this is not absolute truth. This is just me speaking my universe out. Bro, what the fuck? Like, I'm here to defend little me. Little me, whatever the fuck she did, she had no maliciousness of this world. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about like an innocent soul that recently landed on planet Earth and is amazed about everything? Everything, and has no maliciousness? Why? Why would I take all your maliciousness that you adults have experienced and haven't purged, apparently, and buy into that story and feed it into my innocent little me? Hell no. Hell no. Am I a protective mother? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am not letting my inner child be labeled through adult lenses. And lessons as well. What the fuck? Hell no. What the fuck? Honestly. What the fuck? I see that now. When I'm surrounded by children, they're experiencing something. For example, I don't know. They're experiencing something. And, bro, have you asked them questions? Like, unless you're projecting your maliciousness and being like, oh my god, that's gonna be traumatic to them. Unless you're projecting that, that is truth. But like, if you get into their fucking world and ask questions, they're in another realm, you know? They only get into that such trauma because that's the narrative in this planet Earth. So like, okay, you have to experience that. Does that mean that's such a truth? Does that mean it's absolute truth? And if you say yes, honey boop, you're just like an authoritarian tyrant, honestly. Like, I don't see any difference with Hitler and you. I don't. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? So I don't get these stories. Oh, and here's the thing. I bite that pizza. I bite into that Ooh, that's a yucky comment actually, because I heard these narratives from, okay, this is not the pizza. Ooh, children. Okay, I see. You see what happens when like there's all these malicious put into you? Now I have to be like, oh, okay, that's not a good thing I should say. Okay, so I've bite into this salad of consciousness and like going through the healing of the trauma and okay and looking at experiences that now with a different lens, once I shifted out of that, I have a different lens. And my different lens, it's honorable based on my purpose of soul. So my different lens is like, bro, that's life. Unless we shift the whole narrative of life experience from our of the matrix, like that's life. Like that's what souls come to embody as of the story of now. It's to experience fucking trauma. Unless we right now shift that, that's part of life. You know whatever I experience and others experience. So, if when I bought into this, I was a victim narrative. Oh my goodness, what a disempowering experience. And first of all, what use of imagination? Because I am not back there, actually, as the same consciousness that experienced that. And even as an adult, I could do whatever regression, meditation, and I can go back. But okay, I have already received corruption from this life experience. So my lens of how I experience that, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different, of course. It's not the accurate now moment of that moment. So, a day that shifted for me. Okay, one day I'm thinking, as many have thought, when you get to your realization about life, about consciousness, if you get there, and you think like, oh my goodness, I am the most evolved being. Oh my goodness, I have the answer. Oh my goodness. And you get there, and then you think like, oh my goodness, my life can be perfect from now on. So I got to that point one day, and I thought, can you imagine, Alsie? You have children, and you think, oh my goodness, I am giving the best to my children because I have hacked the matrix. And so I know how this shit works. And so I can provide for my children, give them tools, blah, 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 blah. And turns out, because as powerful as you feel, you don't have the power over everything. And turns out, you get a child, and you start feeding this child with your paradigm, your discoveries, in however way you think this is the best way. And turns out, your child wants to be a fucking by the book accountant with no interest in your universe kind of things, and then resents you because you fucking traumatized him or her, because that which you gave him or her, again projection, that which you gave him or her, oh my god, is not what he wanted to experience. He just wanted like something more normal, wanted to go to a normal school like all kids, blah blah blah. That's just the narrative, you know, that's just the narrative which is also fed into children, into us, of like, I came to experience something, but yet I wanted to experience the opposite. And so life is so unfair to me. Well, you can also be a victim of that narrative, except your child can play that story onto you. Like, that's a possibility. Do I choose it? I don't choose it. But that's a possibility. That is a possibility. So, the day my wonderful soul took me into that, so kind of like, chill the ego, sister, chill your ego. I was like, wow, that is so unfair for everything my parents did to me. That is so unfair to be looking at everything because I inversed the story and I was like, okay, if I give that to my child, even though there's opposite paradigms that contradict my knowing and they're valid and I'm valid, but also there's paradigms that support my knowing and they're valid and others are valid as well, even though that's truth, I'm giving to my child with my most unconditional love. And I'm giving my child what I believe it's best based on what I received and I didn't receive. But that's just subjective. It's also not absolute truth. And so when Soul dived me into that, I was able to understand my parents and being like, that's so fucking unfair to seeing my parents under those lenses. And you know what I did? I fucking dropped the salad. I was like, I don't like this fucking salad. I am not eating this. I mean, I am eating it in my own way. Bro, that saved me. That just restored a healthy relationship with my parents. I was like, I'm also not buying into the shitty story of only appreciating my parents when they are not in this earth anymore. I'm not doing that shit. I am not doing that shit. I am honoring my parents right now with the best that they gave me. That day, I became a fucking privileged princess. Sure, I did. I started seeing everything they gave me. Because, sure, you can always find lack if you compare yourself with others. But I am embodying a body, which means it has limitations. Because matter. Which means even though possibilities are possible, they're not all available to me because I came in with a purpose. That means I didn't come here to experience whatever princess came to experience, and I didn't come to experience whatever came to experience. Like I came to experience my story with its lacks, if you want to see it from that lens, and with its wholesomeness, if you want to see it from that lens. That day I became privileged and I privileged my parents. I also thought, bro, can you imagine all the effort your parents did for you to be fucking miserable? Because I reversed this again. I thought, okay, imagine all the inner healing I did, everything I become, I overcome, all the fears I overcame to be this Alsie that I am today. And then I give it all to my child. And then my child gets stuck in the salad aisle, just being miserable because, oh my God, when he was or she was 5 years old, I don't know, something happened. And then that shifted his whole world, her whole world, and blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, I'm like, okay, bro. Okay. Now, note to myself, don't project into your child expectations of like she should appreciate me. Like they can do whatever they want. But just imagination, you know? So else it takes me to like very extremes to be like, wake up, lady. Wake up. And so I'm like, can you imagine my child being like, I'm so miserable, blah, 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 blah. Imagination. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? You can't see how privileged you are? Not out of circumstances, but out of like perspective, because I'm giving you that perspective, but free will. So I was like, ooh, that would be expired sauce on my tacos, you know? You know when you buy those sauces, la costeña sauces from like the grocery store, and they get bad really quick. And one day you make your yummy quesadillas, you're like, oh, I'm gonna put on that avocado sauce on my quesadillas, and you open it and you see the mold there. Ugh, that's how it felt. I don't know why I'm saying this, but that's how fucking it felt. So you connect the dots because I forgot. And so, yeah, I was like, uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure my parents did everything to give me the best that I could. And meanwhile, I'm gonna be a miserable bitch over here, like, oh, I'm so sad because you didn't give me this that I wanted. But like, I didn't even know I wanted it because I didn't know that was possible. So why would I even want it if I didn't know if that's a possibility? But I'm just gonna sit here and be no, 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 no. I was like, if I was a mother and I did all of this for my child, obviously, the greatest possibility I can picture right now is my child thriving in life and having such a beautiful life and embracing life and being grateful, not as like, mommy, thank you, thank you, thank you, but as like, live your life, be fulfilled in your life. And I thought, I don't know if that's what my parents want, but that's what I'm giving them. That's what I'm giving them because that's what in my mind, in my universe, makes sense of being grateful, of telling them, you know what? All your sacrifice, all your love, this is the fruition. And I'm embodying that fruition. And so that's when I became a privileged princess lady. And that's when, oh my goodness, the relationship with my parents was so beautiful, beautiful. You're beautiful, you're beautiful, it's true. I saw your face in a cluttered place, and I don't know what to do. 'Cause I'll always be with you. La 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 la, la 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 la. The next one. Okay, I wrote the idea of productivity and wasting time, rejection. What did I want to say over here? What? Hello, I'm back. What did I wanted to say over here? I'm not feeling this anymore. So I'm gonna skip the dishes and see what's next. The next one, not asking questions like some people are struggling in life in survival mode, while other part of the population is with a lot of money purposeless investing in sex drugs. Instead of consuming this, shouldn't we be asking why are we not building a more fair system? Did you get it? Did you get it? Now, this question is reactive trigger based question because my knowing is different. But this question is system based question. Let's dive into it. No, 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 no. What shitty thing to say? Let's rise into it. Yeah. Let's bloom into it. Well, here's my knowing. Here's my knowing. We all have fucking soul age. Just the stars, they age, same as our souls. So that's my fucking knowing. So, with that being said, there's another realm where we get our own purpose, and like some of that purpose could be, oh, you're gonna experience violence, or you're gonna experience, I don't know, feeling with any ugly thing of planet Earth, and then you're gonna thrive, and then you're gonna experience like, or success, or fame, or everything, blah blah blah, whatever. So, from that knowing, I understand poverty, richness, wealth, fairness, unfairness, privilege, non privilege. From that knowing, I understand it. And from that knowing, it's like, I get it. But we are, we are filled with matrix stories of the struggle of praising specific people and non praising other people, from social hierarchy and status and boring shit. So, from that field is where I ask, because okay, I can play the game. Let's play the game. Let's get systematic. Let's get not conscious. Let's get not honoring soul. Let's get there's a planet Earth which has a universe, not a universe where planet Earth exists. Let's play that game. So, if this is the game that is very important and this is the game we're playing, why do we get so interested in the story of this billionaire who had this place and was investing in sex with young women? Why does our attention go into, oh my goodness, what happened and what a nasty person, and not more into a wider picture of how many times have we heard similar stories of like ex-producer, ex-person had power and then did sex with all these victims and blah blah blah. How many times have we heard this story and we don't ask different questions like, why are these powerful people so out of touch? I get it from the soul knowing, but if you want to play the soulless game, okay, so why are these people so out of touch with the planet they're living in? Now, from soul perspective, you can tell me there's multiverse and we can get into there, but we're playing the game right now of like systematic game. So, why are these people so out of touch with others' reality that they're so purposeless that they need to feed in their purposelessness with sex? And so, why is the system supporting this to happen? Why is the system supporting specific careers to make such amount of money that makes these people numb to reality, to fulfillment, to wholesomeness, and then they need to provoke all of this distortion and darkness because they're just dark inside? So why are we not asking these questions? Are we asking these questions? Does someone want to ask these questions with me? I don't have the answers, but I do have the question, like, why do we get so caught up with the story? Oh my God, and judge the person like, yeah, such a bad person, and yeah, woo, victims, go ahead, speak out. Meanwhile, this is happening, still happening with other victims who right now are voiceless. And why are we just buying into this? Oh yeah, that's how the system works. Like when a person comes to a show, an interview, and start speaking up about how they are drug dealers and how they're selling all of these and how they're making this money, and why are we just saying like, oh, such an interesting story, oh yeah, good job dude, you overcame that? Why are we not asking like, why is the money system allowing for such stupidity to happen, for people to just have so much money that it's going to drugs, for example? Meanwhile, you have other people who don't have access to food. If we're playing this game, you know, the earthly game, that's, well, again, my cables are not connecting. And I'm sure you have greater questions that you can also ask. And as I say, Uh, Curiosity didn't kill the cat. I mean, in the earthly game it could, but curiosity is the birth of creation. I like asking questions. I like to wonder, like, how is it so normalized to listen to a story of like a female who has sold her body and she made a lot of money, so that's justified, but she knows it was something that was not fulfilling. And my question is like, how are we so out of touch of creation? How are we so much into like a passive, reactive state of living that you have forgot that you are also a creator in this reality. Your voice also matters. Not specific niche of group that matters. Every single one of us voices matters. I understand a system needs to be created because otherwise it could be chaotic. But yet, using your voice, at least that's how I perceive my use of voice, it's not to corrupt, no, to collide a system because I don't have an answer of how to build a better system. But my voice is to, okay, where can we expand such possibility into something that is more fulfilling for everyone? That is the purpose of my voice. It's not to let's destroy this, let's burn everything, because if I had a better solution, a better method, I mean, let's burn the city, but I don't have it. So I have to be honest with what are my capacities. I'm great at asking questions, at getting my own insight, as reclaiming myself as a sovereign soul and disconnecting from all your earthly distractions. I'm great at that. But I'm not systematic, so I can't create a system. I don't think I can create a system that honors fairly authentic, different age souls, because starting by that, not everyone agrees on that. You know? So, I'm not here to be like, let's collide a system, but I'm here like, let's ask more questions because how are we so invested in the numbness of reality and not more into the creation of our reality? And my next cup of tea is, oh, this one we already covered. Looking at what your parents gave you with lack. So you got served. Now I have also thought I could just make art and invest into that. And I am. That's part of my destiny, you know? But I also know I am experiencing life stages. I am, and I honor each stage. So today, I came with intensity. I came feisty. Yeah, feisty. I came like that. And I choose to honor me when I am older and I look back at this version of myself. Because if I don't honor myself, and I do expect that as I continue growing, I won't share the same expression of my truth as I am right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be evolving. But I do know if I don't honor myself in every single one of the stages that I'm here to incarnate, because none stage is better than other. That's just an adulthood narrative to validate their experience because they don't have youth anymore. And I will get there too. And I still choose to honor each stage of my life. And I know I'm capable of doing that because I am already doing that with my child self. Oh, oh my Princess Alsie, you rocked. Princess Alsie, yeah, I'm sure you had some sad moments, some anger moments, just like you had happy moments, just like you had exciting moments, and all the fucking time you've been wholesome. And the fact that tomorrow, baby Alcie, you will have more insight, more embodiment of consciousness doesn't mean you're better. You're still the same wholesome Alcie in a different expression of your I am. And my darling, if you can take something, take whatever aligns with you. Friendly reminder, this is not a fucking absolute truth, and I'm also gonna evolve out of this or integrate it to this. So don't take it, do whatever the fuck you want, honestly. Thank you for sharing the space with me. It's been an honor, and if it is aligned, I'll see you in a future timeline. Ciao, ciao.